As the largest event of its kind in the UK, what better place than the PLSA's investment conference in Edinburgh for the Pensions Minister to share his vision on how this industry can play a vital role in fuelling domestic growth.
Trillions of pounds invested. I want to ensure that every pound invested by my constituents is working just as hard as they have done all their working lives. It's good for them as savers. They want the best returns for their retirement. It's good for the employers backing the schemes who have a reasonably happy workforce. But it can also be good for the UK economy as a whole.
Current government, and we think the Labour Party too, are very interested to see how we can make the best use of all the money that's in the pension system. You know, that could support the UK economy, could support infrastructure, could support startups. That there's a lot of potentially exciting investment opportunities out there. It could be a fabulous virtuous circle. However, we need to make sure that those investment opportunities are right and well designed for the pensions industry and what we need. And also, of course, bear in mind our fiduciary duty. We always have to make sure we invest in the best interests of our savers.
Indeed, whilst there is support for the vast sums of capital in UK pension pots to be put to work, those safeguarding savers stressed where their priorities must lie in an ever-evolving pensions landscape.
Protecting savers, so making sure that those who are running pension schemes are doing a good job. We want to work with industry to enhance the pension system, so as we see the market moving with more consolidation, we want to work with the industry and talk to them about how we can have a framework that really supports that. And we want to see innovation.
With an increasing number of those savers now in thousands of DC schemes in the UK, there are greater calls for consolidation of a fragmented system and, crucially, better advice and direction for pensioners at the decumulation stage.
There are drivers in so many different directions seeking to consolidate on the DC side, on the LGPS side, on the private DB side, and this seems to be one of the largest tectonic shifts in the market for maybe half a century. I can see that there is a great case for better member outcomes with a smaller number of providers with lower fixed costs attached to those, and that can be a better place for both members and also for society more generally with more productive capital.
I would love for people that are approaching retirement and at retirement to feel that even if they have not got strong views about what they should or shouldn't be doing, or even if they're deferring, maybe they're deciding to work a little bit longer, that they feel confident that something good will happen regardless.
Meanwhile, as many look at how pension pots can invest in UK growth, others are focused on where that money could have the most significant impact, with responsible investments alongside de-risking portfolios as a key focus.
There isn't actually either a person, a sector or a company or a country that isn't actually dependent on biodiversity in terms of, we are required to have that nature, those ecosystem services support our existence on this planet. So actually 100% of your assets are going to have a biodiversity vulnerability.
And underpinning all of this, the perennial question of how to ensure people are contributing enough into their pensions, with experts from outside the industry offering their insights into the reality for many savers and how to connect with them more.
There's nowhere near enough engagement in this, nowhere near enough clarity about how to take this forward. Some of our own polling we've done as part of our current review suggests that a lot of young people don't really believe that the state pension will exist at all in the future, and they're really not wanting to think about it very much. And of course, they're struggling to get deposits together for houses and so on. So I think this is very, very low down people's awareness. Sort of something that bubbles away as a worry in the background, but something which doesn't feel anywhere near approachable enough.
I think the key thing is really about the importance of understanding where the public are at on key issues, how they prioritise what really matters to them, how they compare those priorities, and how one may be more important than another depending on the circumstance that the public are in, for example today with a difficult economic context. And really that should feed into how they think about where to invest and how to invest for the future.
And I guess how to engage those savers importantly as well.
Yes, engage them in the issues that really matter to them and speak to those issues in a coherent way.
Humans want things like a multi-stage life, but institutions like pensions, government policies, education policy, corporate policy haven't yet caught up. And what we're looking at now, what we're living through now, is the catch-up. And that's really, really interesting.
Fascinating perspectives in an environment that set out to encourage the exchange of top-level ideas, the forging of new partnerships, and the opportunity to influence future policy for the hundreds of pensions professionals, networking, adding their voice to the conversation and sharing best practice at the PLSA Investment Conference 2024.